Former Met Police Detective Peter Bleksley is in the studio. Thanks for coming in, Peter. Well, we had a whole agenda of things lined up to talk about, but we need to talk about the big breaking news that the Hollywood actor Kevin Spacey has been acquitted in London, found not guilty of all 9 sex offence charges against him in London's Southwark Crown Court. Now, what I want to discuss with you as a long-term police officer, it must have been sacrosanct to you, maintaining the difference between the allegation and the conviction. So you, as a police officer, must have received over your career thousands of serious allegations, thousands of accusations. It is then your job to establish whether or not there is any veracity to them, whether or not they are true. What I'm saying about Kevin Spacey is on both sides of the Atlantic now, loads of allegations have been made about him, you know, gay sexual allegations that he was inappropriate with lots and lots of young men. None of them have been proved. In fact, 2 court cases have ended in him being found not guilty on both sides of the Atlantic, and yet his career remains completely cancelled. What can we do about this era, this age of the accusation that we seem to be living in, where everybody, as soon as somebody makes an accusation, the public sort of go, oh, well, no smoke without fire, bound to be true. I think social media has changed things. But if you can, talk about the difference between the allegation, the accusation and the conviction.
Certainly. Many a judge over the years, when somebody has been found not guilty in a high-profile trial, will have said to the defendant, as the not guilty verdicts are delivered and the judge discharges them from the court, they would say, you leave this court without a stain upon your character. Now, I don't know whether that was said to Mr. Spacey or not today, but those words would be entirely appropriate. He does leave without a stain upon his character, without a criminal conviction of any description. And so he should be perfectly entitled to pick up his career, to rebuild it, to be the successful, astonishing actor that he was once again. But on the point of allegations, yes, I had many, many allegations of crime reported to me over the years, and we had an old school detective kind of a mnemonic which we used to go by, which I'm sure would be frowned upon these days. And in the days of liberal, fluffy, wokey senior policing, they would not allow this to be a part of police language. And it was ABC. Accept nothing, believe no one, check everything. Yeah. And it's only by checking everything, absolutely everything, every witness statement, every witness testimony, whatever people said, whatever might have been found, wherever people said they were and at whatever time, check it and check it and check it. And it's only by checking that evidence, searching for the evidence, of course, in the first place, finding it, checking it, do you then get to a position where you can say, is this a case or is it not?
And in your long and distinguished career, did you find that often or sometimes people made accusations for nefarious reasons because they didn't like the person, they wanted to spoil their lives, they wanted to get them in trouble? Did you find that that was a phenomenon that existed?
Most definitely, and I'll give an example now and again. I can hear people shouting from the rooftops, but this is true. It doesn't apply, of course, now or to any other case. It's a snapshot of a case that was reported to me, an allegation of rape by a woman who had gone out and got extremely drunk, perhaps unwisely so, to get that inebriated, and she then reported an allegation of rape. This was a married woman, and she made the allegation of rape in an effort to cover up her dalliance. She was completely consensual in this sexual act with this man, as most of the evidence pointed towards, but she was fearful that should her husband find out, and he was a bit of a brute, so there was an element of sympathy for this woman, but if he found out, she was going to be in very deep trouble and her personal safety could have been at risk.
Right.
Now, that's just one case, a snapshot. It's true from a long time ago. If people want to go on social media and say Peter Bleksley is besmirching every rape victim, then they are utterly foolish, because
exactly
of course I'm not. So I'm giving the context of it. Other people make allegations for a wide variety of reasons. For revenge, because they want to do someone harm. But of course, millions of people make allegations of crime because they are victims of crime. Yeah. It's why policing, detective work is challenging to try and establish the truth. And I come from an era where there was no Crown Prosecution Service for part of my career.
Happy days.
So often, yeah, well, in fact, today actually begs the question, doesn't it? Yeah. What is wrong with the CPS? What is going wrong at the CPS? Because in recent days, Benjamin Mendy, acquitted.
Yes.
Ryan Giggs, acquitted. Kevin Spacey, acquitted. That's a very valid question to ask.
There's three major cases that CPS have deemed to be worth pursuing that clearly were not worth pursuing. Arguably, this is a waste of public money.
Of high-profile people.
Yeah.
Very high-profile, famous people that have spent their careers on the back page or the arts pages of our newspapers and are known to millions and millions of people around the world. What's going wrong with the CPS?
Yeah.